Assalamu alaikum. Peace. Hotel. Grand rising. Good morning. Or whatever y'all say. Today I'm gonna share a story about this guy tried to rape a 16-year-old boy. And being who I am, I stepped in and helped. But before I get to that, I want to talk about the internet game. Now, growing up, the internet wasn't as popular when I was growing up. Right before I went to prison, they just started putting computers in the school system. When I came home in 2008, you had Facebook, you had a few different other social media, not Facebook, you had MySpace. I got out in 2008, you had MySpace, then Facebook came about a year or two later. Now at first I wouldn't even get on it because I didn't consider myself no internet nigga, right? I felt like I was too real or too strict to be on the internet. But when I realized Facebook could help me promote, the music, the rap music, that's when I started getting on it. And mind you, I've always been a influential person. Like, people always gravitated to me, even as a child. But I didn't know it. I didn't understand it as a child. I didn't really understand that I can influence people until I went to prison. Because in prison, you couldn't be by yourself unless you got in trouble and using segregation, using the hole. But it was open bays. I'm talking about from 50 to 100 men. So you couldn't run. You had to talk to people. You had to interact with people. You had to socialize with people. And you had to be an influencer or get influenced. And so that's even as a child. There's so many negative influences that our children face with and that I was faced with when I was growing up. I was being influenced and not influenced. But anyway, so the internet, and I'm gonna do some series on this topic because this topic covers a lot of ground and I learned something new about the internet every day. So the internet, the famous people and the internet influencers, whether they know it or not, they are used to push narratives. Now, pushing narratives is been here forever. But the famous people are used to push narratives. That's why it's so easy for a trend to take off. You know what I mean? And so you got people like me that understand this type of stuff, and I'm always trying new things. Once I began to take it serious, I just started taking it serious. Because I used to be on Facebook years ago and get a lot of views, but wasn't doing it to make no money. I was doing it, trying to help the community and, teach and whatnot. So I'm always trying stuff, so I'm like, let me see if I can be an influencer on the internet, and make some money. So I'm only on the internet to make some money. Now I might speak the truth, even in my raps. I might speak the truth, but I'm only here to make some money. I'm only here to play the internet game. And so the internet, the algorithm of the internet is mostly negative stuff. It's most trauma stuff. It's most dramatic stuff. Just like the movies. You know what I mean? So I'm I'm not a big influencer right now, but I know in time, if I keep doing it, that I'm gonna get into the algorithm. I'm gonna say some things, or I'm gonna share a video that's gonna be big as far as the algorithm goes. And so I use, especially Facebook, you know, I be posting. To some people it be negative, some people it be funny, you know. I just post stuff to get reactions. That's the internet game. You post stuff to get reactions, so you can build your fan base up, and you can, you know, make some money. That's the internet game. But some people on the internet who don't understand this and don't know this, they just on the internet, you know, they either commenting on people's stuff, they getting emotional, they be ready to fight. A lot of people get killed because of what people say on the internet, you know what I mean? But the internet is not a real world. Now, some people like me, I can get on the internet and bullshit, and, you know, and influence people positively, you know. But I have a real life outside the internet. Now, mind you, people on the internet every day, whether they posting stuff on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, whether they rapping, whether they listening to the radio, whether they on YouTube, people is always on the internet. So I have to find, and you have to find what works for you. Right now, Facebook and TikTok is working for me, you know. And again, I'm gonna say some things just to get a reaction. The internet is not real. And the famous people, again, whether they know it or not, they are the ones being influenced to engineer the internet and make people think a certain way, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm playing the internet game. Yeah, I'm on here, I'm playing the internet game. So some of the stuff I say, don't pay me no mind. I'm just trying to make a dollar. I'm just being honest. I'm being for real about it. And if I influence you positively, because people like a story, and I got a story to tell. I have plenty of stories to tell. You know, coming from the streets, being in prison, doing music, being around a lot of famous people. So I have some stories, and I'm gonna use my stories so I can feed my family. As well as I work, I got a 9 to 5, and I have an LLC. But I'm gonna use this internet because it's here. You can literally make some money off your phone if you can pick up what I'm putting down. So I don't want to make this YouTube so long, so I'm gonna go on and get into the prison story. But I'm gonna do a series on the internet game. All right, so I was in Greenwood, Mississippi. That's in the Mississippi Delta, at a private facility. I think I had been in Greenwood about maybe 2 years when this incident happened. So they brought some new guys in, and it was some new guys on our zone. I think I was on A zone. I think I was in D building. I really can't remember. But they brought the new guys in, and amongst the guys was a 16-year-old. So we had this guy on the zone. He had a life sentence. He had been in prison over 20 years. Big old dude. They called him Hercules. I'm talking about a big old dude. But he was so institutionalized, you know, he was thrown off talking to himself and, you know, all kind of crazy stuff. But he was a problem. But anyway, to make a long story short, because I don't want to drag the video out, the next morning, they called Rick. A lot of the guys, you know, they went on the yard. And this particular youngster, he went to take a shower. And Hercules, he was mopping the floor. And I'm laying in the bed reading a book. And all of a sudden I hear some screaming and some tussling. So I jump off the rack and ran to the shower. And the man is on top of the little man. He on top of the 60-year-old trying to rape him. And look, I get on the internet and I bullshit a lot, but I'm telling the truth. This is not a lie. And I always say, I never portray to be a tough guy, but I'm not a coward. So just me being me, and me having the type of heart that I have, yes, I stepped in and I helped the young man. Now, y'all ain't gotta believe me. I'm talking about to the people who know me that watching this. At the time, Wop, he was on the zone with me, but he was on the yard at the time. But he can verify. Wop, that's my homeboy. We grew up together. We got locked up together. He can verify. This is all true. So I took the mop wringer out the mop bucket and hit the man upside the head while he was on top of the dude, and blood just started gushing out. But it seemed like it didn't faze him, because he stood up and he was looking at me. And shit, I'm like, this man finna get on my ass. You know what I mean? So I hit him again, and eventually, he fell to the floor. He had blood all over his face. And the guards can see in the zone, and they see what's going on. You know what I mean? But they didn't. They came and got him and took him to the infirmary. But they didn't mess with me because they know what I did. They know that I helped this young man out. So they didn't do anything to me, And I wanted to share that because, it's a lot that go on in prison. And it could have turned out bad for the young man, because you got some guys that went to prison at a young age. I know one in particular. This man was raped. The correctional officers, they killed him over the years, but this man was raped while he was a teenager by four men, and he killed each and every one of them over the years. And his name was Mark. But the correctional officers were so scared of the dude, they ended up killing him, saying he tried to escape. I don't believe that. And the dude, he came in, when he came to prison, he only had a few years to do, and he ended up with a life sentence because he was killing people. You know what I mean? So yeah, tune in to some more stories, man, and stay tuned, cause I got some more coming. I'm back in the studio. I got some music I'm about to drop. So if you haven't subscribed to the page, subscribe, like, and share. Peace.